Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Creative Moments by G. I'm Georgia, and we are so happy that you are joining us today. Hey, if you are joining us on the rebroadcast, we would love it if you would leave a comment and just let us know where you're from. We hope that you enjoy this taping today for our morning show. We certainly are very excited about it. We are going to be covering one fold, but it makes two different cards. So excited about that, because who doesn't like to have an easy card to make, right? But then we're also going to share an embossing technique that uses a kitchen staple. Wonder what that might be. Well, we always like to start with the saying, so we're going to head down to the crafting table in just a moment. But I just want to remind everyone, hey, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, would you please do that? We share little bits of inspiration on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and we would just love for you to be a part of our sunflower family. So let's head down to the crafting table and let's get started. Okay, we always like to start with the saying. And you know how people say, if you've been given lemons, make lemonade? Well, here in the Southwest, we have our own little saying. And here's our saying. Being negative only makes a difficult journey more difficult. You may have been given a cactus, but you don't have to sit on it. Don't you love that? So we make our own lemonade by not sitting on our cactus out here in the Southwest. So you know what? If you have some troubles today, just go ahead and turn them around if possible to a positive. We hope you guys have so much fun watching us today. And let me show you what we're gonna do. Oh my gosh, look at this card. Is this not pretty? This is an easel card. Hey Patricia, thanks for joining us. This is an easel card, very simple. We'll talk about how we did it and what we did to it later on. But now look at this one. Here we go, fits in an envelope. You pop it up. Hey Pat from Alabama, but you pop it up and it's a little bit taller. See that? There's a difference. And we'll talk about how we did those cards a little bit later. But let's go ahead and get started on this. You're going to take your A2 card, just a regular A2 card, fold it in half, and then fold it again. And you know how I fold mine? I always just turn it right there and butt it up right against the fold, and then I crease it. I get my bone folder, and I just crease it. And that way, we have our easel card. Now, remember what I said. If you want to have a short easel card, oh, these are so beautiful, as I showed you earlier. But what if you wanted to just take the size of the card, which is your 5.5 by 4 1/4, and put it here? You have more space to decorate, right? Well, that's what we're going to do today. We're going to decorate this card right here so that we have more space. And let me show you what we're using. We are using the poinsettia petals. Oh my goodness. Love, love, love this bundle. Do you have it? Do you like it? We love it. So let's go ahead and get our pieces that we're going to mat. Now remember, you don't have to write down and take notes. Hey Caroline, so glad you could join us today. You don't have to take notes, right? Because you can go right on the screen to creativemomentsbyg.com and you can get all the measurements on our website. All you have to do is click on my blog and it'll be right there. Give us a little bit of time. It'll be posted this afternoon. So let's go ahead, and we're taking this piece of cardstock that we cut to go on the front of our easel card, and we're going to go ahead and lay down our paper. We're going to mat it a couple times. Don't you just love the way that Night of Navy looks against that gorgeous grape? Oh my goodness, I just love it. So we're going to go ahead, get some glue down, And we're just laying these mats down flat. We're not putting them up on dimensionals or anything. And look at this lovely paper. This comes in the bundle. So when you buy that bundle, this is actually the snowflake bundle. Snowflake wishes, and this paper comes with that. Oh, you know my favorite color's purple. Well, now when you mix in that balmy blue and just a hint of the Night of Navy, is that beautiful paper? Oh, I love it. I love it. So we're going to go ahead and get that glued down. And now the magic starts to come alive, right? So we are going to decorate the front of this. Now is where the embossing technique comes in that I'm going to share with you. Hello? How many of you have this? Am I going to have to pay them something because I'm showing their name? Let's hope not, right? Okay, Reynolds wrap or any kind of wrap. Now, you might ask yourself, why am I using that? Well, you're not going to believe this. We went to go eat at a Mexican restaurant, and we were just talking, and we looked up on the ceiling, and we saw these beautiful ceiling tiles. Oh my goodness. And they were using kind of a foiled background. And my sister Monty and I started talking and thought, hey, wait a minute. We think we've seen something like that on YouTube. Well, yes. And so we decided to come home. We started playing with it. And we really like this process. This technique is so cool. And you know something else? You know how expensive it is to use the silver paper, the gold paper? Well, I like to save money. Does it get any cheaper than foil? I think not. So I'm going to go ahead and get my trimmer, my die cut, because I'm going to need that. And so I'm going to get my die cutting machine. We're going to open it up. I'm going to get my plates. And you know what I like to do? I like to go ahead and cut the cardstock that I'm going to use. Now, I'm going to cut it. I already cut it about 1/16 of an inch smaller. Because when you run it through the machine, what happens? It spreads it out, so it gets a little bit bigger. And we don't want that. And the other thing, a lot of people don't do this, but I go ahead and I put my foil on a cardstock. And you know why? Because that really gives it some extra depth so that it really gets that design that you want to use. So here we've just put that in there. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut around it. So I have a nice clean edge, and you don't need a lot. Put that to the side, because even though it's cheap, we do like to keep our scraps, don't we? Now I'm going to go ahead and cut just a little more. Okay. Now, let me close this up just a little bit so I can show you. I'm going to put this right here. I'm going to turn this over and go ahead and just very nicely fold all the edges before I put it through my trimmer, right? My die cut machine. Just very nicely, because that's going to be the back, and I'm going to glue it down anyway. Oh, now look at this. I'm going to get my snowflake embossing. I love, love, love this. I'm going to open this back up. And we're going to look at the plates and see exactly what we're supposed to do. I love that. It has right here what we're supposed to do. Now, this is not a 3D embossing. It's just regular, so we know we need the one plate, the 2 3s, right? So I'm going to grab my 2 3s, put it down, put this one on top, and then put my other 3, and run it through. I'm going to go ahead and bring it back through, and look at how this works. Get that moved to the side. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, are you ready for the great reveal? Oh my goodness. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Now, you could always put it on the side that's not so shiny, and that really gives it a truer color, right? But for our snowflakes, we need to use the shiny side. I think that looks so much better. So let's go ahead and bring back in our front cover for our easel, and this is where we're going to put it. Now look at that. It's so funny. When I cut it a 1/16 of an inch shorter, and it made it exactly the size I needed. I wanted it to run from the purple to the purple, and it's exactly where I need it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to lay this down, and I'm going to go ahead and set it up on dimensionals because I want to give it some additional height. So we're just going to put some dimensionals on the side. And you know, I love to save money. We all love to save money. So I really like this foil idea. I say, hey, if you can save some money, great. So we're going to use our Take Your Pick tool and just get our backing off. And then we are going to create some poinsettias to go on the front of this card. Oh, it is such a pretty, pretty card. Let's just make sure we have all our backings off. And let's go ahead and get that laid down. Now I want a little bit of the blue to show. So I'm going to put it over just a little bit right there. And we're going to set it up. Looking good. Oh my goodness. Now we're going to create our flowers. Now we have already punched out our poinsettias. And you know, these poinsettias you build. They're like a build a flower, right? And on our leaves, you know what you do to these leaves? Go ahead and color them, stamp them, cut them out, and we went ahead and just tipped the ends to give us that dimension. And then I just used my thumbnail and I just creased it right in the middle because you don't want them flat, right? You want to have dimension in your card. So go ahead and do that. That works out perfectly. So now we are going to use our glue dots to build our flower. And then we will set it up on dimensionals when we put it on our card. So we're just going to put one right there, and we're going to offset it. Now when you do these petals, remember, you want to create another petal right here. So go ahead and just put it right there. And as you notice, we curved our flowers just a little bit, right? You can tell they're curved. Now we also went ahead and we cut out the cute little center. So we're going to go ahead and just pop that in there with a glue dot and get that right in the center. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And notice how we brought in some color using our dauber right here in the center of the poinsettia. And what color is it? Well, it's purple because I love purple. So we're going to grab us another glue dot, put it right in the center, and just get it there. And now we're going to put our inside. You always want to include that. Sometimes we forget to include that little teeny middle, but you don't want to forget that because it really adds a dimension to it, doesn't it? Okay. So now we have all our items, and you want to make sure and get these berries too, because the more you can add to this, the better. So you might want to ask yourself, what kind of sentiment are you going to use? We went ahead and used the big snowflake wishes for a Merry Christmas. And we used our wonderful banners Pick a Punch, right? So we went ahead and cut that out. And we know that we're going to put this about right here up on dimensionals. And so our flowers need to go right here. So I'm going to keep that right there just so I know where to put our flowers. We're going to use our dimensionals for the flower right in the middle, right here. Just one is all you need. And then we're going to, and you know why you want to do that? You want to do that because it allows you to add your leaves, right? You have to tuck your leaves underneath. Now on your leaves, you'll want to use some glue. So we're going to go ahead and just put our leaf. Let's see, we'll put it right there. Just get a little glue on it. Okay. And I think I'm going to tuck it right here. Oops, I had it turned the wrong way. We want to make sure and turn it the right way. That's hard for me to know which way to turn it because it looks the same to me. But we'll go ahead and get that and just kind of pop up the edges a little bit. Okay, so it's taking shape. And now we're going to put this one, I think, right about there. And remember, you want to keep it inside your card, right? Because you want to make sure it fits in your envelope. So let's go ahead and put that about right there. It just adds a little bit of dimension, doesn't it? Oh, so pretty. And so now let's work on our other flower. We know this one's going to go about right here. Just right. They're offset just a little bit. Let's see, about right there. We need to get a dimensional. I tell you, I love these poinsettias. I've seen them done in velvet. Oh my goodness, is that not beautiful? That would be also beautiful. So I think, and I wonder if I can move this up just a little bit, right about there. Moved it up just a tad. Move that one down. Okay. Now we're going to add some other leaves. So we're going to go ahead and put our glue right here. And I think I'm going to put one down right here. And then we'll put one right up here. Now notice how I cut the top off. I cut the top off because it really was way too long. So I'm going to go ahead and lift the flower and just put it right there. Look at that. Now on this little guy, I think I'm going to bring him over to the side. Oh, I love these. Don't you love these cherries? Oh, I love these cherries. So pretty. And you know, you normally do them in red, but I think the white just really adds to it. So we're going to go ahead and see if I can stick that little guy right in there. Bring up my flower just a little bit. There we go. Now, on our sentiment, I want to go ahead and bring in some balmy blue, and I'm also going to bring in just a touch of gorgeous grape because I really like the two-tone color in this paper. And so I think to do that, we'll first take this and use the balmy blue to go around the edges. And then we'll just bring in a little bit of that gorgeous grape to give it some dimension and that two-tone that we want. I tell you, I love these easel cards. We still have a couple more steps to do, but they are so beautiful. Oh my goodness, and what I like about them is that they can put them on their desk and keep them at work. Now look at that. When you add that gorgeous grape, it still keeps the blue, but it just, I don't know, adds a beautiful two-tone. So pretty. Just a little bit, just go around it, ever so lightly. Okay, now we are going to set this up on dimensions, but let me show you a trick. Here's a tip. This is already raised on dimensionals, right? So we need to just put a glue dot over here, but we need to raise it up over here so that it matches this side. So I'm going to go ahead and just get some dimensionals right here. And then I'll just use a little glue dot on the other side. So let's go ahead and take that off. And let me get a glue dot. Put it right there. And now we can just add it right there. Oh, look at that. So that is the front of our easel card. What do you think about that? Now, let's bring in our easel card, right? We still need to decorate this bottom part. So what I did is I went ahead and I just cut a strip of paper right here that matches the background. And let's go ahead and get that laid down. And this is actually what holds up your easel card, right? Love, love this. Now, I went ahead and cut 2 strips of coordinating colors, the Gorgeous Grape. I'm going to glue them together, and then I'm going to raise them up on dimensionals so that that's kind of our stopgap. That will keep our easel card raised. So let's go ahead and look at that. Now, I want to remind you that I'm going to be editing this. So this video, and I will be posting it on Friday. So if you want to see the short version, you're like, yeah, I want to see it again, but I don't want to hang around for 25 minutes. Just look again on our YouTube channel, and we will have the shorter version of this. I always like to do that. I appreciate when the YouTube channel does that because I don't always have time to stick around for the whole morning show, right? So now let's go ahead and just get that laid down right there. Now look, that's important because it catches the card now. Now, the other tip that I want to give you is you only put the glue right here because if you glue it all the way down, you no longer have an easel card, right? So let's go ahead and just get our glue right here, right on this part, lay it flat, and line it up. Exactly where we need it, right there. Okay. And look at that. Oh my goodness. I think I'm going to keep this one on my desk. What do you think about that? Do you love those colors? Oh, I think I love those colors. Now, the other thing that we want to do, we're just going to put this over, is I like to always cut another piece of cardstock and put this on the back because you want to write a message, right? Let's go ahead and make sure we have that right here. So this is just going to go on the back so that you can write your message to whoever's going to get it, and they have it. And there we have our card. Oh my goodness. Here's this one. I'm going to go ahead and lay this flat so that you can see it though. Do you love that technique for the foil? What do you think about that? Isn't that pretty? We save some money. It turns out pretty. Oh my gosh, does it get any better? Now look at this shorter version. We just kept it short and we used our background paper. Do you not love this paper? And we used our poinsettias. Now look at this. We cut out a flower petal using our foil. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh my goodness. And all you do is glue it to your cardstock first and then run it through your die cutting machine. Look at that. Now we also use foil for that. Is that not gorgeous? Oh, we love these cards. We're going to be making these for our Christmas cards. And then once again, we decided we didn't use our foil on this one, but we went ahead and embossed it and raised it up. And we used some of our precious gold metallic paper as a background right there. And look at that. We put our cute little stars right there. What do you think? Which is your favorite? Do you like the short version? Or do you like the large panel easel cards? And do you like the green or do you like the purple better? Let me know, please, in your comments. We would certainly appreciate it. Oh my goodness. And you know what? We would love it if you would take just a moment and share our video. That would mean so much. Leave us a comment. We certainly always appreciate likes. And also, if you haven't subscribed, we would love for you to subscribe to our channel. Well, we hope that you were inspired just a little bit. We hope you learned something. We hope you like saving money and you like the foil technique and that you liked us creating these easel cards for you. 1 fold, 2 cards. Who doesn't love that? Well, listen, go out, have a fantastic day. Be safe, be healthy, be creative in your crafting, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.